Hello friends, welcome back. Today I come at you with pseudocreme on my face to do a get ready with me. This is very much like the night before face, although I think this morning I put more on. I can't remember. I woke up really early. We went to bed super late last night because we were sorting out Milo's bedroom and it was just like more of a task than I expected. And so when I woke up to my alarm this morning, because I'd set it really early thinking I'm going to be so productive today, and I went to the bathroom, reapplied my pseudocreme to the spots that refused to go away, and I believe I went back to sleep. And so here we are. So I'm going to do a get ready with me with some different products that I picked out from my shop my stash. I thought these products should probably last me a couple of weeks, and then I can really give you kind of a lowdown of what I enjoyed, what I didn't enjoy. Where's my cream? SPF. I'm using the Essence Sun SPF from Misha. I know you're supposed to leave your SPF to settle, not to absorb because it doesn't absorb, but just to kind of like sit and do its thing for a while before you put on anything else. And usually in the morning I get up, I do my skincare, I put on my SPF, I go downstairs, I do my coffee routine. By the time I come to put makeup on, if I put makeup on at all, it's had a good amount of time to kind of like do its thing. Whatever it needs to do, it's had its time. And truly, I've read so many different things about this. I leave it to have the time, but whether or not it needs it, I don't know. But I'm just kind of putting it out there. I did just put on my SPF and I'm going to go straight in with my foundation. But I am going to first use this Quick Fix Hydrocharge Complexion Priming Spray. So as I was saying, I think I probably need to give these products like 2 weeks or so to really try them out in different ways and use the different products that I picked before I can really kind of give you a lowdown of like, oh, I really did like this or I didn't like this. Because I think around this time I'd be picking new ones, and some of this stuff I haven't really even reached for. So this is Hydrocharge Complexion Prep Priming Spray with niacinamide, coconut water and Sepatonic M3. Whatever that is. It smells amazing. It's a really nice mist. After this is done, I think I might put like water or something in this, just because it's a really gorgeous mist in the bottle. And not everything is, especially spray bottles. I think that Urban Decay make the nicest sprays that aren't aerosols. There are a couple of things in here that I have decided that I'm just not into at all. One specifically is the mascara, and we'll get into that, but I have put another mascara in here. I did do a little bit of a cheat because I just couldn't deal with the mascara that I'd chosen. It was just, you're going to hear about it in my Friday faves and fails because it just was not for me. But this foundation is really gorgeous over kind of damp skin. So if you put it on just after your moisturizer, or like I've used this kind of like priming spray, it just really goes on beautifully. I don't want a tremendous amount of coverage. I know I'm repeating myself, I say that all the time, but I don't. And this gives me just the right amount. I'm not going to do concealer on top. I'm just going to use the same product. Just the very, very, oh, that's not a very, very smallest amount. And this is the Pro Base Long Wear Matte Finish Foundation from Makeup Academy. Anyway, Superdrug. Hopefully they still make this. I don't see why they wouldn't. But it's been a minute since I picked this up, so hopefully it is still available, because I just remember a couple of summers ago really loving this. And this is why I wanted to do the Shop My Stash, because I know I have tons of things in those boxes that were just absolute gems. So I just kind of want to rediscover the stuff that is still available and that I really enjoyed. Because really quickly you move on when you're reviewing things. It's just kind of the nature of the beast that you kind of move on from product to product, and sometimes you find something you love, but you can't just continue to use the same thing forever, because otherwise it all gets a bit mundane in terms of like videos. Again, not to give away my Friday faves and fails already, but this is high up on the list as well. This Beam Cloud Paint from Glossier. It is absolutely gorgeous. I remember enjoying Cloud Paint when it first came out. But I think in my mind, I'd kind of made it into like, oh, I just liked Glossier because it was a thing of the moment, and I didn't really kind of like it as much as I remember. It was more everyone's really enjoying Glossier. I'm enjoying Glossier too. And I wasn't really into, this is kind of a messy product. So I just kind of reinvented the memory and decided to myself that actually I didn't like Glossier as much as I thought I did. And it was all just kind of like I got caught up in a trend. But this is so nice. I'm like, maybe it was actually as nice as I thought it was. It's really hard. Sometimes I'll avoid something because everyone says it's amazing. And I've often thought, okay, so that's just because there's like an inner rebel in me who doesn't want to like the same things that everybody else likes. Maybe it's just that I don't want to be kind of like swept along. Right, I'm going to use a mixture of, I've got this, which we discovered were called Bitesize palettes, this little e.l.f. palette in Cream and Sugar, and I'm going to use the matte colour here, and I'm going to mix it in with this blush, which is from Physicians Formula. It's the Butter Blush in Natural Glow. And I'm going to go over my lid with the matte shade from the palette. Oh, do you know what? That's really nice. Matte eyeshadow is not easy on a budget. Like, of all of the formulas of eyeshadow, shimmery eyeshadows you can find at any price point. Quite nicely done shimmery eyeshadows. But mattes tend to be not very nice. And this is nice. There's a lot coming off the brush, and I find that often they're just kind of like patchy, and this is really gorgeous. Right, so over the top of that I'm just going to do the blush because I just think it's going to give a little bit of a warmer sheen, but I wanted it to be like an opaque lid. And then I'm using, same as I did in the last one, the dark colour as my powder liner. You can wet your brush and get a deeper result with this, but I just like just regular powder most of the time, just to kind of like smudge and darken the line. So this is where it went really awfully wrong. The Physicians Formula Lash Mixologist, it's not good at all. This was sent to me. It's not good. It's got two ends to it. One is this, which is just a nightmare to work with anyway because it just gets all over everywhere. Don't enjoy an hourglass shaped brush. And then this one, which is better but doesn't really do anything for my lashes. So it's like a two-way thing. It means that you can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, one or the other. I get it. I'm not into it at all. So it was just like, just terrible. One of the worst mascaras I've ever used. And it's not about it being like too wet either, because that's been open for a while and it's just not, it's not great. So I pulled out this. I haven't used this either. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. It says magnifies at the base of the lashes, lengthens to the extreme. And although it's not my favourite because it's like just a completely different kind of a mascara that I would be used to wearing, which is why I pulled it out. I wanted to still use one that was like not my regular jam. I much prefer it. I mean, already it gives me lift, definition, length, just kind of like a quick comb through, and it's like given me lashes, whereas the other one was just like, it was so blah. So blah. It didn't do anything to lift my lashes at all. If anything, it was like a heavy, thick formula that just made them fall. I got carried away and stopped filming. So I'm using the Lacura setting powder now, and I'm just going over the areas that I'm particularly shiny. I love using this brush for it because you don't go too much. This is the under eye setting brush from Real Techniques. I think that's what it's called. It's just called a setting brush, but I always use it for just here. I don't put any powder, basically on the outside part of my face I don't put any powder. And I do have questions about when I do this, when I put on blush or whatever, how it sits on top and whether or not it like lifts my foundation. I've never really had that problem, and I don't know if it's, a skin thing. I don't know if it is because of the way that I apply. I don't know what it is, or like a light hand. I don't have that issue. I'm also going to use that same blush that I used earlier just as my actual blush on top of the, as it's got a sheen, just on top of that one that I already applied from Glossier. The Glossier one is just so, it just has that kind of like luminous, it's like a translucent thing that feels like a glow. It feels like that colour is coming from within your skin. It's just very, very natural and beautiful, and so I don't want to kind of lose that too much. I just want to add a bit bit of extra sheeniness. Oh, that is totally, this is my like classic go-to, my makeup look. The lip liner I chose was Weirdo from Urban Decay. This is how much I love this lip liner. I swear they're all different textures. And I mean, some of them have got some shimmer to them and that changes things. It's a little gritty. Some of them are more matte. This is very creamy. It's almost like a matte lipstick in a crayon form, because it's just got kind of almost a sheen to the lip rather than it looking really, really dry. It doesn't, you can still see all the lines in my lips, but I feel like it looks like I'm wearing lipstick. It doesn't look like I'm just wearing lip liner. And if you find liquid lips or just generally matte long wear lips a little bit uncomfortable, this is a much, much thinner formula. It's still a 24/7 pencil like their eyeliners, so it really has a lot of longevity, but it's more comfortable. And I think it looks like a lipstick. What do you think? And that's it. I love it. This is definitely like my go-to. This has always been what I'll come back to, this kind of super, super simple makeup, but obviously with a new crowd of things. There's actually still a couple of things that I picked out that I haven't used yet this week. One of which is the Pixi Endless Shade Stick, which is like, and maybe I'll do another one of these. And then there's the lip butter from Poundland, which I still think is really, really great. It's like a sheer, oh, there you go. Like, it's so beautiful. It would be great over this, but the problem is if you put something over the top of the lip liner, it doesn't last as well. But if I was filming immediately after this, then I would just put on a little bit of that, and it gives me that kind of like film and TV look. Film and TV look. Film and TV look / lip lick. Thanks for joining me today while I got ready. I am actually going to be filming soon. I'm just going to just, you know, just the tiniest bit. I am going to take Ella to see some friends in a second, and then I'm going to come back and film some things. So let's see how this makeup holds up in the ever-changing weather out there. And I will be back on Friday with my faves and fails. Bye!